Okay guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we have got a sniper rifle that I'm sure a lot of you guys don't actually realize does have a big secret once you pack-a-punch it in Black Ops 6 Zombies. I also need to start getting some critical kills with this and getting through the camos for it, so I thought what better way than just taking it into a game, making a video on it at the exact same time. I'm not too sure I need the Rampage Inducer on with this sniper though, if I'm being totally honest. It might be one that we just turn the Rampage Inducer off until we do get it pack-a-punch, which might just be what I'm going to go ahead and do, simply because I don't want to get a bit too intense when this sniper is still a little bit slow without pack-a-punching it, and overall without pack-a-punching it, it's not going to be super insane either, which isn't great. But once this thing does get pack-a-punched, it is absolutely mental how good this thing is. Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys don't realize that this thing actually exists in Zombies. I'm sure if you guys have been grinding other camos across different game modes and you've not been quite putting as much time into Zombies as you want to, you don't know that this actually exists. So I'm going to show you about it in today's video because it is very cool. I didn't even know about it until about 2 days ago, and once I saw it, I was like, yeah, that is something I need to make a video on, or not even make a video on, but just try it for myself. I haven't even tried it out for myself. I just know it's actually very good in game from what a lot of other people have been saying. So yeah, let's get that Rampage Inducer turned off real quick. We can then try and actually stay alive whilst we're up here, and that might not be happening. But yeah, I mean, let's drop some of these zombies drop down. This is one thing with the snipers in this game is before pack-a-punching them, their ADS speed is so slow. Like it feels like this is one of the fastest classes you can make for this weapon, yet the ADS speed is still really slow. It would help if I could hit my shots. I mean, I'm sure that would make me feel a lot better about the sniper if I could actually, you know, hit the zombies properly like I'm supposed to. But I recently was using the LW Frostline or whatever it's called, the sniper rifle, and I had so much fun with that gun. Like, I was using it on stream, I was using it to get the camos done, and that gun was absolutely so fun to use. I really enjoyed using that, especially once it was pack-a-punched. Has a really nuts ADS time. Like, the damage on it's very good. You're doing collaterals very easily. It's got good mobility. Like, overall, it's just a very fun gun to use. And then I saw people talking about this sniper rifle right here, and I was like, that is exactly what I need to go and use. I need to try that out for myself. I need to get my hands on it and just go and try it in Zombies. So that is exactly what we are doing today. But now that I've actually warmed up a little bit of the sniper, we are obviously still hitting one-shot critical shots, even in round 3. Like I said, I turned Rampage Inducer off for this one because you don't really need it on with sniper rifles unless, you know, you've got it all kitted out and it's ready to go big time. You don't really need it. And we might put it back on once we get this gun pack-a-punch and, you know, it's starting to play a little bit better. But until then, I'm just going to leave it off. We can still get through the rounds nice and quickly enough. And it's not going to be something that, you know, we're going to go do the Easter egg on or something like that. It's same as majority of my videos. We'll take it up to around about round 20, round 25, because a lot of you guys seem to stop playing around then anyway, because of course your XP stops capping out at that point as well. So there's not really much point in going past those rounds unless you are just particularly playing for a high round zombie run. If that's what you're going for, then I'm sure you're going to be using the most broken guns in the games anyway at that point. You'll be using the jet gun and probably the G45s as well, because they're just ridiculously broken within this game. Also, when I'm doing these videos, guys, let me know if you'd like to see me play Terminus at all, or if you just much prefer watching Liberty Falls, as all the Zombies videos that I seem to see on YouTube are just people playing Liberty Falls rather than Terminus. Don't really see Terminus getting a lot of love, even though it is probably a better Zombies map overall. I just think Liberty Falls is definitely a much more casual experience, a bit more of a better viewing experience, because it's a little bit brighter, stands out a little bit more, and overall it's just a lot nicer to actually look at on screen. So hopefully the quality of the video should have also just improved just now as well. I didn't realize I wasn't recording at the highest standard quality. So if it was a little bit poor for the first minute or two, then I do apologize. But hopefully we are looking good now. The video is a nice HD crisp quality for your faces. Got a little vermin round coming up here. I'm really enjoying the Zombies content as well, guys. Like, I posted a video recently, the first actual proper Zombies gameplay video that I've posted this year on the Akimbo Saug SMGs. You guys seem to give a very good reception to that. It got very good like to dislike ratio. You know, it got good views over the last couple of days. So you guys seem to have enjoyed it. So I thought, you know what? Let me carry on making some more actual classes in Zombies and trying out some different weapons for you guys, so we can try and find not just the most broken guns in the game, but also some fun guns to use, some with some secrets that you may not have known about. You know, just all kinds of different things within the game, because that's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy playing the game, trying out different weapons. I get so bored of using the same meta weapons over and over again. Like, people that just use the Mustang and Sally's every single game, the jet gun every single game. I get it, right? If you're someone that's just trying to go for high rounds, I get it. I fully get it. But if you're someone that's just playing games and just like playing to like round 25, round 35 over and over again, just try different weapons out. There's a lot more weapons in the game to enjoy and have a lot of fun with. So And for me, that is exactly how I've been. It doesn't matter what game I'm playing. If I'm playing multiplayer, if I'm playing Warzone or Zombies, I just enjoy mixing up the gun that I'm using because it gets so stale just using the same thing over and over and over again. Which for me is why I think that's why I enjoy the camo grind as well, because it almost forces me to use different guns rather than getting complacent and just using the same gun over and over again. It forces me to try different weapons, which I really do like. Because I would never have thought that the Frostline sniper was going to be good in Zombies. I would have been like, okay, it's a sniper. Snipers in Zombies historically aren't exactly the greatest weapon to be using. So I was like, there's probably no way that I'm going to enjoy using it. I then used it and I actually had loads of fun with it to the point that I got it gold, and then we just went for a high round run on stream with it because I just was enjoying using it that much. So I definitely want to keep making more videos around a bunch of different weapons that you guys will, you know, maybe have never seen people use that weapon as much. Because even though a lot of people have now done the Nebula grind, whether you're watching streamers do it, whether you're watching YouTube videos do it, they don't show you using every single gun. They just show you the highlights of like, okay, cool, look, this is the last gun that I've got to get said camo on, whether it's Nebula, Opal, Afterlife, whatever it might be. People will just show you that last weapon that they're using because, you know, that's the highlight of the video, right? If this is a 20 to 30 minute video, they can't show you every single weapon from that category. So you don't necessarily get to see every single weapon being tested in Zombies, which is exactly what I want to do. I want to test all the different weapons, the weapons that people aren't showing. Like, cool, people show you the meta weapons all the time. Yeah, we get the jet gun, we get the Mustang and Sally, we get the Saug SMGs, we get all of that sort of stuff. But no one really shows you the other side of weapons, like me using this sniper rifle. Okay, I've heard a couple people use it and say it's broken, but, you know, other weapons that I'm going to be using, not everybody's going to be like, that's a weapon that you're going to see everyone try. So I want to definitely be using those weapons and show you guys that there is a lot more to Zombies in terms of the weapon meta that you can use outside of just, you know, the top 3 that everyone talks about. I mean, I even made a video yesterday showing you guys 12 different weapons, I believe, that you can use in Black Ops 6 Zombies. The more meta weapons, the more overpowered weapons, but even some of them, a lot of people didn't know were meta, didn't know it was a usable weapon in Zombies. Which to me just makes me want to go on this little run even more where we're using different weapons so you guys can go, oh, you know what, Harry used that weapon and it was actually pretty good. I want to try that out for myself. And I'm never going to lie to you guys in game. I'm never going to sit here and go, oh, this weapon's really good. If the weapon's bad, I'm going to tell you that the weapon's bad. I'm not going to tell you guys to go and try it out and just ruin your Zombies runs if it's actually really, really bad, because I mean, you'll be able to see on screen if it's bad or not. Like, it will be very, very obvious if I'm having fun or if I'm not having fun with said weapon. And at the moment, I'm not having fun with said weapon because, well, to be fair, I'm not having a bad time now that Rampage and Juice has turned off. But it's not the greatest of weapons, right? We was expecting that anyway. It's a sniper rifle. The ADS speed isn't anything insane. We're not moving super fast with it. But what we are now going to do, guys, is go ahead and pack-a-punch it, and it's going to go from the LR672, and it has become the RAD Lamb Blaster. And now if we fire it, as you can see, it has this explosive damage to it. It is almost like the Mustang and Sally's in this game. It is going to become an explosive round. Not as broken as the Mustang and Sally's or the GS45s, whatever you want to call them. It's not as broken as that, but as you can see, it does have an explosive round to it. It is going to do explosive damage. And if you do shoot the floor, as you can see, you are going to do damage to yourself. So you definitely want to get yourself PhD Flopper. But one thing with this as well, just like the Mustang and Sally's, if you're going for the camo grind, it's very difficult to get your critical shots all of a sudden because you can't get critical shots because you're blowing everything up. So, you know, it is sort of one of them things you're putting into play. You are actually blowing stuff up rather than... I need to actually be careful that I stop blowing cars up around me, he says, as he blows a car up. But yeah, it's one of them things. You're now getting explosive damage, but with doing that, you are going to lose the ability to get your critical kills, but it's going to do insane radius damage to the zombies around you. And of course, once I've got enough, I will grab myself PhD Flopper as well, because that's going to help us do even more damage to the zombies around us. But now you can see why this gun is broken once it has been Pack-a-Punched. It is very, very strong. It's a very powerful weapon now that it's been Pack-a-Punched, because just like the Mustang and Sally's, it does become explosive, and it's going to do nice radial damage to the zombies around, meaning you can take out a big horde of zombies at one time as well. So one way that you could use this weapon is use it as like a secondary weapon. So you could have, like, let's say, for example, your normal AR, your spraying headshots, your critical kills, all of that sort of stuff. And then you use this for the big bosses, the manglers, the abominations, or anything like that. And then also, if you get into a bad situation where there's a bunch of zombies surrounding you, you now can't move out of certain areas because there's so many zombies. You just use this, you fire it at the floor, you take all the zombies out that are around you. And of course, I'll show you how good that can be at doing that once we do grab ourselves PhD Flopper. But we do need to get ourselves PhD Flopper before we do that, because if I keep shooting at the floor, we could be in a big, big problem, because I'm going to take myself out of the game very, very quickly. I mean, as you can see, it does good radius damage, as I keep saying. So we do have enough now for PhD Flopper, so let's go ahead and grab ourselves PhD. now that we've got it, we can shoot at the floor. You know, there were zombies around us. We can just fire it at the floor and let them all, you know, join up nearby. Again, horde of zombies, quite easily take them out. I will get them all trained up in a moment as well at the start of the next round. I'll do the entire of round 10. We'll just train them up. We'll get them all together and then just fire one bullet at them or two bullets and just see how much damage this thing can actually do. But yeah, this is the first time that I've actually used this myself, guys. Like I said, I haven't actually tried this out in game, but so far it does feel very powerful. It doesn't feel as powerful as the Mustang and Sally's do, I will say that much, but again, they're a very, very broken weapon in this game. They are, we know them as the meta weapons, right? We know them to be the most broken guns within this game. So I wasn't expecting this to be as good as them, but in all fairness, it is still very, very good. It does still do a lot of damage. It's still very powerful to the zombies that are nearby. We will grab ourselves a jug as well, and it looks like this round is going to be a vermin round. So we'll take out this vermin round, and then we will go ahead and do ourselves a round where we just test a big train of zombies. We'll get them all together and see how much damage we can do all at one go. So as you can see, you can still get your critical kills if you hit them in the right places. It's just going to be a lot harder to get it. But we are starting to get some camos done with this. I mean, that's what, 101 criticals. That means all my critical kills have been done in this one game, which shows you I haven't used this weapon before, right? If I was to have used this weapon before, I'd have had at least one critical kill using it. This is genuinely the first time I've used this weapon. And I've got to say, in terms of the explosive rounds, very, very fun. They are very fun. Again, running on round 10, I might get Jug and then go and put the Rampage Inducer on, because why not? We might as well try and amp it up, you know, make it a little bit scarier, a little bit more sweaty, and overall just test the gun to its limits. Like, that's what we're here to do at the end of the day. If I can't get to round 20, round 25 with this weapon, with the Rampage Inducer on, then maybe it's not one of the best weapons in the game. Do you know what I mean? Like, these are the things we need to test. We need to be making sure we are testing these weapons to the maximum of their ability. But before we do that, let me get the whole of round 11. We're going to get all the zombies training. We're then going to try and take them all out within one magazine. But first, let's take this Careless Mangler and see how quickly we can drop a Mangler. So it's going to be a 1-shot, 2-shot, a 3-shot to a Mangler. It's nothing crazy, I will say that much. You know, it's not dropped the Mangler ridiculously fast. And the other thing with this compared to the Mustang and Sally is, of course, with it being a bolt action sniper, even though we've got the rapid fire mod on it, it is still going to be a little bit of a slower fire rate. You can't spam it as much as you can the Mustang and Sally's, which is where that sort of gives them that advantage. You know, you can fire them as fast as you want to. You've got a Kimbo version of them, so once one stops shooting, you can just shoot the other one at the exact same time as the other one stops shooting. So you basically got a never-ending realm of bullets. But let's start firing these into the zombies now, guys. And as you can see, 3 bullets maybe, taking out the entire horde, which really wasn't bad. I mean, it took about 1 to 2 bullets to take out the majority of the horde, and then just to finish it off was another 1 or 2 bullets. So definitely does do a lot of damage. It is definitely a powerful weapon. It can quite easily take care of a horde of zombies. Let me go and turn Rampage Inducer on as well now, and we'll start trying to upgrade the weapon as much as we can as we do go. So we'll try and get it up to obviously legendary rarity as close to as we can, and then of course we will also get it to tier 3 Pack-a-Punch if we can as well. So we'll turn this on, try and get some more zombies spawning in, try and get some more points going for us, and then yeah, we can go ahead and, you know, try and get it maxed out as much as we possibly can. But I mean, it's definitely a very powerful weapon. Like, it definitely does do a lot of damage. Again, it gives you that, like, get out of jail free card with the whole, if zombies are surrounding you, you just fire it at the floor, you take out all the zombies that are near you. It does definitely give you a get out of jail free card for sure. And again, when they're grouping up, you can quite easily just take out multiple of them at one time. Like, the explosive rounds on the majority of these weapons just are very, very good. They do a lot of damage. You know, they easily take care of the majority of the zombies that are going to be nearby you. But again, we can just sort of run around this way. The mobility speed, as you can see with it, isn't that great. I don't know what it would be like if we got like speed, cola, and stamina up. I'm not too sure how that would then play out with this weapon. But I mean, as you can see, you can just do a lot of damage to the zombies that are coming up. Again, the fire rate isn't insane, but again, I don't know if speed cola would improve that, because the bolt action will probably be a bit faster. So again, that'll be something we do definitely try. We'll get our hands on speed cola as soon as we can. I'd like to Pack-a-Punch it one more time and then get speed cola would be the ideal way that I'd like to do that. But we'll just see what happens. You know, we'll get through this round, see how many points we've got. If it makes more sense to go get speed cola, we'll go and get speed cola. If it makes more sense to go and Pack-a-Punch, we'll go and Pack-a-Punch. There's no real way of me exactly wanting to do this. So we've got a Mangler over there again, not doing the craziest damage to the Mangler, so we do definitely need to be a little bit careful of what is going on. Again, though, like I said, the mobility speed with this thing isn't great, which is definitely going to let you down in some situations, whereas the Mustang and Sally, you can sort of just run and never really be in a position where the zombies are going to catch you and do a lot of damage to you, whereas with this, the zombies will catch you, especially considering we don't have stamina up on right now. you know, it's going to put you a bit more of a disadvantage. But it's definitely still a fun weapon. You know, you got the Mangler over there somewhere. Let's see if we can get these shots off and take the Mangler out. But again, as you can see, we might have to whip out our fists just to get away from the zombies, let ourselves get a little bit of health together, and then start focusing on something like the Mangler. Again, the damage to the Mangler isn't going crazy. I don't know if it's going to do more damage shooting it at the floor as opposed to actually shooting the Mangler itself. I'm not too sure. But let's go ahead and try and start upgrading the weapon, even if it is to the point where, you know, we can go ahead and just upgrade the rarity of the weapon as opposed to the Pack-a-Punch. We'll try and get this round finished up, though, which is going to be just like so. So now we can get our fists out again to run, which isn't ideal having this sort of really low mobility, but, you know, we can make it work. We can deal with what we've got to deal with. It's not going to be the end of the world. We'll then chuck that on. That's going to be upgrading that one a little bit more. Again, I'm going to get my fists out and try and get back to our little spot that we were just in, because it is probably my more favorite spot within this game. Again, need to be careful. Rampage Inducer is no joke realistically in this game, especially if you like, unless you've got one of the meta weapons and a weapon you're very comfortable with. The Rampage Inducer isn't a joke in this game. It is actually a very intense experience if you're not the best at zombies. I'd like to consider myself semi-decent at zombies, but you know, even for me, someone like me with a sniper, it's not going to be the easiest of experiences, because then, as you saw, I just shot the floor and it sort of stunned me a little bit. But then when you do get them grouping up, like, you can just take out the large majority of them with this sniper rifle. Like, you really can do some good group damage with this sniper, which is definitely where this thing's going to thrive. Like, that is exactly where you'd like to say it. This is why I mentioned before, maybe you use a different weapon with this, and then whilst you are, you know, using that other weapon, if you do get big hordes of zombies, or you get caught in a situation where there are a lot around you, you then pull this sniper out to do the rest of the damage to the ones that are near you. That might be how you want to play it with this. But now we've got a Mega Abomination spawn, and we'll see what sort of damage we can do. How quickly can we pop ahead of that? We do actually manage to take the head out pretty quickly there, to be fair. It was a bit faster than I was kind of expecting. Considering the damage we was doing to the Mangler really wasn't that great. Again, we'll get down this line. We can just start no-scoping it. The thing is, you don't even have to aim in with this, because, you know, you can just do that much damage with it. Again, we do definitely want to get Speed Cola at some point. See if we can get a couple shots off towards that Abomination with its eyes open. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to this time. But again, zombies near us, we'll just shoot at the floor. It's not the end of the world. See if we can get this Abomination down. So that is going to be one head popped. Managed to miss the critical shot the second time round. We do actually have enough, I've just realised, to pack to this, which could definitely be very beneficial. So we'll try and squeeze my way through these zombies, which we've just about managed to do with not much health left, to be honest. We can get through here. We can go ahead and get this to Pack-a-Punch 2, and then we'll go and make it our mission to get ourselves Speed Cola after this as well. So this should now do a little bit more damage to the zombies that are going to be around us. The Mega Abominations kind of just throw me right off. I didn't expect it to come through that door, if I'm totally honest. We'll then slide through the door, because if any zombies are there, we can do enough damage to them. Turn around, just fire this thing towards the doorway where the zombies are going to be majority coming from. As you can see, going to do nice chunks of damage to these zombies that are about. This Mega Abomination is still somehow kicking about. Like, there he goes. He has managed to go down now. I was going to say, it was taking a while for us to take care of him, but not any fault of the gun, in fairness. We just weren't targeting the Abomination as much as you probably would with some other guns. But when its eyes were open, it still done pretty good damage. It was still maybe a 3 to 4 shot with its eyes open. And then with them shut, of course, it's not going to do as much damage. But that's the same with any gun in this game. It doesn't matter what gun you're using. If you're shooting at Abomination without having its eyes open, it's not going to do that much damage. But now with Speed Cola, how much faster is the bolt, if it's even any faster in the slightest, which doesn't really look like it is. Obviously the reload's going to be a lot faster as well, but in terms of the bolt action, genuinely hasn't improved it, which I thought it might have. I feel like it did with the Frostline. I might just be capping, but I feel like with the Frostline, Speed Cola did improve the bolt action of the Frostline. Again, I could be capping. I could literally be waffling right now, and it genuinely didn't affect it in the slightest. But for some reason, I just feel like it definitely did. I don't really know. I actually don't know at this point. I'm second questioning myself if it actually did or not. I really don't know. Let me know in the comments if it does or not, because I'm seeming to think that it does, but like I say, I could definitely be wrong. I could definitely be thinking that it did when it actually didn't. But overall, the Frostline is just a faster sniper rifle anyway, which is probably why I got that feeling from it. But I mean, against like vermins like this sniper is just going to be very, very good. It's going to be very it's going to be very easy to use. You know, you're not going to have much of a hard time killing these vermins, that's for sure. Taking us up to round 18 now. This is where it's going to start getting towards hopefully the end of our test. Now that we've got Speed Cola, Jug, PhD, we'll try and get it to tier 3 Pack-a-Punch as well as fast as I can for you guys. I will try and test it at tier 3 if I possibly can. But again, it's I would like to get Stamina Up and see if Stamina Up, you know, saves the mobility of this thing, because it just is ridiculously slow. Like, it's crazy slow how slow this thing is. And normally I wouldn't, you know, say that a gun is really slow, because most guns you can just get away with running about without Stamina Up on, but I don't know, I just feel like this is ridiculously slow, this gun. Again, I suppose it is a heavier weapon, you know, it's a bolt action sniper. It's not meant to be a slow, or sorry, a fast gun to get about the map with. That's literally not what it's designed for in the slightest. So let's go ahead and try and upgrade the weapon once again. I could have left it a little bit later. Probably could have done that towards the end of the last round rather than do it at the start of a fresh round. But we seem to be doing this every single time. We can get up to epic rarity now, which is going to be a nice little rarity to have it at. Not too worried if we get it from here to legendary. You know, it's not going to make that much of a difference to the weapon. Of course, it will make a difference, but it's not going to be like completely game changing, especially with the rounds that we're going to be on. And like I said, I'll probably stop testing it around about round 20, probably around 25 once we do get it up to that tier 3 Pack-a-Punch. We'll do a couple rounds of it at tier 3. And then, of course, we will, you know, start ending the experiment of this. But we do manage to get a Mega Abomination head popped in the first shot, which is always nice. But, I mean, in terms of tier 2 Pack-a-Punch, epic rarity still does a very, very good job. With Rampage and Juice around 20, does a very good job at just holding off all the zombies that are going to be spawning in, which is really, really nice. It's what I wanted to see from this gun. Like, I wanted to see it be able to control a horde of zombies. That was my main thing for this. I was like, if this can control a horde of zombies, it's going to be a decent weapon. Like, it was always going to be a decent weapon if it could control a horde of zombies. We've got that Mega Abomination down to 1 shot now as well. So that should be taken care of, which it is. Yeah, nice. Does good damage there to the Abomination with its head open. And we're around about halfway to tier 3 Pack-a-Punch as well, which is perfect. Exactly what I want to see. So next round or two, probably like next 2 or 3 rounds, we should be able to get this up until tier 3 Pack-a-Punch and then test out its like highest rarity. If we manage to get the salvage as well, of course I'll put it at legendary rarity, but I'm not too worried trying it between this and legendary. It's not going to be that much of a big change in terms of the quality of the weapon. So, you know, I'm not too worried on that front. And then I guess we're going to finish off the video, if I can, as well, trying to get it up to trying to get Stamina Up as well, just to see if it does by any way improve the mobility of the weapon. But again, look at that in terms of hordes. We had a big horde behind us. Controls it, no problem. Big horde of zombies, easily controlled with this weapon. Like, a horde of zombies with this weapon just isn't something that I'm ever going to be worried about. Like, it is very easily going to take care of a big horde of zombies with no problems whatsoever. It's just then, are they going to get too close? Are you going to run out of ammo? Are you going to have to try and run away from them? That then becomes a question, and that's when it kind of becomes a, oh, maybe I might not get away from these zombies here. I'm not too sure, like, type of thing. Let me actually go ahead and grab Stamina. Why not? We'll grab that, and then we can go ahead and see if the mobility of this weapon is going to get any better or not. Okay, so, I mean, yeah, it probably does feel a little bit faster, in all fairness. It actually does. It does feel a little bit quicker, I'm not going to lie. Having Stamina Up might be the play. You might have to have Stamina Up if you're using this weapon as well, if I'm totally honest. So PhD is going to be one you're going to need. Stamina Up's going to be one that you're going to need. And obviously Jug is going to be very beneficial. Do you need Speed Cola? In all honesty, not really. I wouldn't say it's a necessity for this weapon like PhD and Stamina Up are feeling like they are. Obviously, PhD is going to be one because you don't want to be blowing yourself up and doing damage to yourself all the time. It's just not going to be ideal if that's the case. Stamina Up definitely feels like it makes a difference to the gun. So yeah, again, Stamina Up's going to be one you want. Jug's obviously going to be one you want. You'd want that in any round with whatever gun you're using anyway. So, you know, Jug's always going to be one that you're going to want to be using. So they're the perks that I definitely think you need. And overall, I mean, we're at round 22. We've been close to going down maybe once or twice before we had Stamina Up because of the mobility was a little bit slow and, you know, just getting caught out in corners and between alleyways. But outside of that, the weapons felt like it's taking care of the zombies very, very comfortably. I'm not feeling like I'm panicking at this point with this weapon. We are starting to get to where the rounds do start getting a lot harder. As you guys know, if you're playing at round 25 and above, that's when the rounds start to get a lot more difficult. And we're already basically at that point. And overall, other than me doing some silly little mistakes like cornering myself and running into hordes of zombies that I shouldn't be running into, we've been chilling with this weapon. Like, we are quite easy taking care of the zombies that are around and about us. Like, we're very, very easy bad to do the damage to them. We're very, very easy bad to take them out of the game still. Like, there's nothing that I am worried about with this weapon. A couple of manglers in the middle there. Let's see if we can quickly take care of those. Pop a quick little reload. You know, the manglers are going to hit us from quite deep. Do need to be a little bit careful of our health, because if one of the manglers hits us at the moment, we could be in a bit of trouble, but we should be pretty good, to be totally honest. They're going to try and hit us. They're going to do... One of them hit us, but the other one won't. So I don't know with the manglers if you're better off hitting them or, like, hitting the floor around them. It low-key feels like you might be better off hitting them towards a crit shot still. That does seem like it does some decent damage to them, to be totally honest. And the great thing with this as well, because you're using an explosive, you're getting a lot of crawler zombies, which then means if you're coming towards the end of a round and you want to go get some perks, you want to go get another pack-a-punch, you want to go do something else, you could just save a couple of the crawlers that are laying about, go ahead and get yourself whatever it is you need to do, get yourself back into your spot, and then you're ready to go for the next round again. So definitely has its benefits in that aspect, and like I say, it's just... Even at tier 2 pack-a-punch, round 23, it feels very, very strong. It does feel genuinely very, very strong, very powerful. I think this is probably one of the strongest guns within the game, if I'm totally honest with you guys. Again, it's not something you're going to be coming in to try and, like, get your camos done with, get your critical kills done with, because, of course, it's very difficult to hit those critical kills. You can still get them. It's just going to be very difficult to do. It's not going to be one of them weapons where you're always constantly aiming for headshots. You're just aiming towards the big horde of zombies to do big group damage, do that big radius damage with his weapon, and just overall take out a large amount of the zombies as you can at one go. So it's definitely beneficial in that aspect. Let's go ahead and tier 3 pack-a-punches as well now. We'll try and take some more of them vermins out quickly, but I don't want to end the round because they're much easier to deal with than the, obviously, zombies are going to be. Can we tier 3 pack-a-punch it? Sorry, legendary we can't. We need 5k for that. So we'll tier 3 pack-a-punch it and probably just leave it at epic rarity, but majority of the guns on this game, you can get away with being epic rarity and tier 3 pack-a-punch. Like, you don't ever really need legendary rarity. It's just a nice little bonus to have on the weapon if you can get it to that, but you never really need it in this game, if I'm totally honest. So let's play out another round or two with it being... We'll probably get to the end of round 25, round 26, and then we'll just see where we are from that point onwards. You know, we'll see if we can survive the next couple of rounds. We'll maybe try and exfil with the weapon, as it is, like I say, legendary... Or, sorry, epic rarity, tier 3 pack-a-punch. It's basically the strongest version of itself that it can be at this point. So let's, again, get some zombies all trained up as much as we possibly can. We'll train a whole group of them up. I have now opened that door, which makes it a little bit harder of a training route. But we can just do a whole bunch of damage to these zombies. Like, look at how well this is just going to take care of the zombies. Like, it's either going to blow them up and kill them, it's going to stun them, it's going to turn them into crawlers. Like, it is such a good weapon for taking care of a big group of zombies. I might go down there. We did end up going down, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. We do have a self-res to get ourselves back up and active. We'll go ahead and we'll grab ourselves stamina up, and I've just realized I have now put myself in probably the worst corner that I could have done that with, because I didn't open that other door around the other side. So that nuke could come in absolutely clutch, just simply to get us out of this building. I'm not going to lie, that is going to really, really help us. I'm not going to go and buy a self-revive. If we end up dying, we end up dying. I'm not too worried. It's not going to be the end of the world if we do end up dying. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think we've proven just how good this gun actually is in-game. Like, Mega Abominations, even they can get dropped pretty quickly. I know they're not called Mega Abominations in this, they're just called Abominations. I'm just so used to playing MW3 zombies where I called them Mega Abominations for so long that I now am just used to calling them Mega Abominations. So just, you know, bear with me. We have got through round 24. Again, we didn't really struggle. I did go down, but it's because I was just running towards a bonus points in the middle of a horde of zombies. Again, a stupid play on my behalf. And I don't know why, every game of zombies that I play, every time I go a little bit further, like the round 20, it just says I've got a new highest round, and I don't know why. I think it might be bugged. Like, let me know if yours is like that as well. Like, let me know if your game keeps saying you've got to a new high round when you've definitely passed that round before. Because on Liberty Falls in a solo run on stream, I was at round like 78. Like, I know I've definitely gone past round 25, that is for sure. I mean, even now, like, there's a lot going on in this game right now. There is an absolute load going on in this game. But the sniper doesn't seem to be, like, unable to deal with it. It's a little bit slow in terms of the fire rate on it, the mobility on it, which does definitely let it down towards this part of the game. Like, as the rounds start getting a bit harder, there's a lot more zombies on the map. There's a lot more elite and special zombies. Like, it does definitely let it down a little bit. But it's not the end of the world. Like, it isn't going to be crazy bad because of it. But I would just say bear that in mind. Like, the mobility speed on it and the fire rate on it does kind of let it down to a little bit. Like, not a lot. It's not a massive problem with the gun that's going to put me off using it ever again. But it is something you probably do want to definitely bear in mind, guys. Well, I would say that for sure. But that has got us to round 25. What I am going to do is try and exfil with this as well and just see how we get on trying to exfil. Because exfilling on round 26 with the Rampage Inducer, if you saw my Salg video, it's not an easy task. Like, it is not an easy task in the slightest. That's if I can even call the exfil in before dying. So we've managed to call it in. So we've now got to try and get to the top of that building without dying. And this is where it gets chaotic, guys. It really can become very chaotic at this point. Like, it really can. So we're going to try and get onto that building without going down, without dying too quickly. Let's try and get up there as fast as we can. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be able to get on the building, which is great. It's then just, can we actually manage to survive with a sniper? If I get to the point where I'm literally like 1 HP and I'm about to go down, I'll just quite simply call in the chopper gun that we've picked up, because why wouldn't I? Like, it's going to make it much easier. It means we can actually successfully exfil. If I do get to a point where I'm on like 1 HP and I'm like, okay, I'm in trouble here, then we'll call it in. But until that point, we will grind it out with the LR62, and we will see just how we can get on with it. Again, there's a horde of zombies. We can just fire that into them. We can just keep firing the big explosive rounds into the hordes of zombies wherever they are. Like, in terms of the zombies that are around, we've quite easily done a good amount of damage to them. I am on, like, pretty low HP right now, so we'll just keep an eye on that real quick. Oh, dear. I did not see that Abomination charging at me there. I am on 1 HP right now, but it is just me versus the Abomination. Am I going to get it in time? I don't even know if I'm actually going to get it in time. We've got 7 seconds left. We actually might run out of time. We're going to run out of time by literally 0.2 seconds. I was just about to get that final hit off on it, and we did run out of time. But that, guys, is the best LR672 class setup, and it is on screen right now, so you guys can see the exact class that I was using. If you've enjoyed today's video, please be sure to smash the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel with notifications to know if there's any more videos on the channel. If you have enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see me do more videos like this, please do let me know in the comments below. But I appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next time in a bit. Peace.